इतना unhinged हमारा conversation चल ही रहा है, so I will tell you some hacks. I would say they are not ethical, so don't tell the HRs that you are doing this. Okay. But ऐसा नहीं है कि I will get to
I'm
jail.
from HR technically, like.
I got the first internship from Bumblebees. So there was this music producer looking to promote his music on Spotify. He teach me things.
इस सबको हम कंटेंट इंजीनियरिंग क्यों बोलते हैं? क्योंकि लोगों को लगता है कंटेंट इज आर्ट, बट कंटेंट इज आल्सो 50% साइंस. और उस साइंस का पहला रूल है, देयर शुड ऑलवेज बी अ हुक, बिकॉज इंस्टाग्राम प्रायोरिटाइजेस द watch time. I don't want to use this podcast to defame anyone. You'll get what I'm talking about, but there are certain copywriters, certain content creators out there that make this look like a very easy thing. कि आप मेरा 6 महीने का क्रैश कोर्स ज्वाइन कर लो. एक certain लड़की है कोई तो जो करती है.
मुझे समझ गया आप किसकी बात कर रहे हैं.
Yeah, so hello everyone. This is our very first episode of this podcast series. We don't know what to name it. But we are
doing it.
Yeah, we are just doing it for the sake of it.
ये unhinged approach मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है. We'll talk about this. Yeah.
So we have our very first guest of this podcast series, which is Manik. He leads the culture at one of the biggest marketing agencies in India, which is Shebang. So a few lines about you if you want to say something.
Sure. I remember catching up with you guys. You guys had come for a day out at Shebang, and a lot of youngsters are curious कि आजकल बड़े marketing agencies में कैसे आ सकते हैं. There's a lot of competition nowadays, especially marketing as a field is saturated. So what my job is, whoever is coming into Shebang, to nurture that talent. I like to call myself the mommy bear of Shebang, as cliche and funny as that sounds, but basically my job is that of a class monitor, come nurturer, come trainer, come overseer, so that all of you guys, the youngsters who are coming into our agency, coming into the organization, how can I make you guys feel safe? What are the problems people face? So I'm a problem solver of the company. Agar there are a lot of problems, gaps that happen, communication gaps between teams, systems straight up नहीं है, fast नहीं है. तो इन systems को हम technology लेके, कोई tool लेके, कोई resource लेके कैसे fast कर सकते हैं. One of the examples I can give you straight away was a lot of the times we wanted our employees to feel appreciated, motivated. We call ourselves Shebangers. तो हमने for the first time RNR, Rewards and Recognition program start किया, जिससे कोई अगर अच्छा काम करता है, you can actually go ahead and like reward them certain points that they can redeem for themselves. Okay. So that was one of the problems. And how do we bring in more business? तो उसके लिए हम सोशल मीडिया पे किस तरह के रील्स डाल सकते हैं, किस तरह का कंटेंट डाल सकते हैं जिससे और क्लाइंट्स हमें आए और इंडस्ट्री पार्टनर्स आए. तो आई लाइक दैट आई डोंट हैव अ जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन पर से. इट्स जस्ट एवरी डे कमिंग इन एंड सॉल्विंग अ न्यू प्रॉब्लम. आई थिंक दैट इज समथिंग यू गाइज लाइक एज वेल, जस्ट डूइंग अ लॉट. कैन यू गाइज टॉक अ बिट अबाउट what is this approach of yours? Like, you're doing a lot of different things. So what are you learning from each of those different things?
So I mean, for now we just do anything that we get, right, as an opportunity. So when I started my first company, I would say it was just a sneaker brand, because I thought ki fashion mein we can do something, because there's no inertia, because I'm already I am a Gen Z. I understand what people would usually like. So that's what I did first. I started a sneaker brand of my own. It was known as Hoofers. And I mean, it was, I would say, पूरा hustle attitude पे it was done. मेरे को कुछ नहीं आता था. I just did what I liked. I just went to these shops. I thought कि चलो आज let's just go to this shop. Let's talk to them. What is going on in the market? I'll just do that. कल I would think कि चलो I will do something online. Let's research about this. So I just kept on doing whatever I thought I should do, and that's where I got a lot of experience. I got a lot of, I know ki how to talk to people, how to get these stuff done. So yeah, and Tarun has also done a lot of things.
Yeah. So I'll talk about myself. So my career started a while back, like a year ago. So I got this opportunity from Internshala about founder's office role in Patil Kake. It's a D2C startup. Was also featured on Shark Tank. So I worked with them like around 6 months. It was an internship only, but I just learned too many things. Like so the advantage which I got in founder's office role, it was more of generalist role, what we call nowadays. And like you just don't stick to the one role, whether it's marketing, you get to do everything. So I handle everything, like from marketing, HR, operations, finance also. So yeah, and like the foundation which I made in D2C sector, it was so strong. Like now I have started freelancing with D2C brands, and also I have recently joined one agency and heading their personal branding vertical. Like so many stuff I'm doing right now, and like doing good at the age of 20. We are yet to graduate from college.
That's hard to believe. Like you guys are doing more
Yeah.
than I did at 20. 20
Yeah.
के टाइम मैं क्या कर रहा था मुझे याद नहीं. टाइम पास कर रहा था मोस्टली. सीरीज देख रहा था नेटफ्लिक्स कौन सी है.
Yeah, I mean, I can say that we guys are lucky that we have
Yeah,
these reels
definitely.
and all this content, right? Where we are getting
That's
a lot
also
of
a
exposure.
factor.
Because if anyone would be getting this much exposure, then yeah, their generation would have been ahead as well. So we are lucky. We are grateful that we have this right now, thanks to Zuckerberg. And yeah, I mean, talking about Instagram, right? I saw your profile. It's just blowing up recently, and I used to follow when you were at 1K, I guess.
Yeah.
And
मैंने बोला था तुम लोगों को कि प्लीज फॉलो करो
Yeah,
मुझे
still-
1K
I
पहुंचने
remember
दो.
following
That
you
was
at
just
something like 6K.
6K.
I was there at event. You were promoting your
Yeah.
and you. There was one girl who said she had 50K followers. And
Oh
you were-
yes, and
yeah.
I was like intimidated.
Yeah.
Yeah, 50K, but we are doing strong. But yeah.
so now he's sitting at almost 60K. He is about to reach 60K.
Yeah.
And I saw your content, man. I mean, you talk about this stuff, and I'm like, कि कहाँ से you bring this, मतलब कहाँ से you can do this scripting and all, because most of the content creators, what they do is they just copy and just iterate on it,
Correct.
right? I thought कि what do you do? Do you read stuff and then make some content out of it? Like, how does it happen?
So that's a great question. For those of you, our guests, which are like seeing this or seeing me for the first time, I basically create content on, as you said, spirituality, Sanatan Dharma, Hinduism, religion, and it's not preachy content because I myself don't see myself as a religious person. I would say I am an open-minded person, and the reason it started was, if you go straight down to my earlier first reel that I ever created, it is on the worst or the best Bumble bios that I came across when scrolling on Bumble. So it started with fun lifestyle content. Then if you scroll up thoda, you'll see marketing ka content, you'll see business ka content. Then I did one very funny reel regarding what type of house you belong to in school, red, blue, yellow, and what that says about your personality. What I'm driving at as a point is, I started with random content. I didn't look for a niche, I didn't look for a voice or a specific topic. होता है ना, लोग सोचते हैं हम कुछ तो करते हैं पर क्या करेंगे. आजकल के यंगस्टर्स के दिमाग में ये बहुत इशू होता है कि मैं करना तो है, बिजनेस स्टार्ट करना है, पॉडकास्ट स्टार्ट करना है, पेज स्टार्ट करना है, पर मैं किसके बारे में करूँ, क्या करूँ. सो माई एडवाइस टू सच पीपल वुड बी, डोंट थिंक, just start creating. Eventually you'll start like finding your niche, you'll start finding your own voice. So actually this spiritual content that my page is mostly known for today, with the 50,000 crowd that I have, I'm grateful for all of them, is actually something that came across the journey because मैं जैसे और content consume करता गया. I used to watch, I still watch a lot of Ranveer. I watch a very beautiful content creator called as Om Dhumatkar sir. He is basically creating and talking about the Srimad Bhagavad Gita on YouTube for our generation. तो जिनको वो बहुत heavy लगता है वो text, he is simplifying it, and he has a nice YouTube series. He simplifies Hanuman Chalisa, he simplifies a lot of other like Gayatri Mantra, a lot of other Hindu scriptures. So I started watching all of these creators, and what I felt was there is a gap in the way all of them speak. Even though they are great content creators, they still speak to millennials. क्या मैं इस content को और, I wouldn't say dumb down, but I would say और simplify कर सकता हूँ हम Gen Zs के language में. तो उधर से मैंने start किया. One of my reels which clocked at 3 million right now, that reel was about the concept of time in Hinduism. So I talk about how there are 4 yugs, and फिर yugs के बाद और एक मनवंत्र करके. It's a very interesting, and the reason I feel that reel reel blew up is a lot of people were like mind blown by that topic. So that content is not about preaching anything or giving a point or giving an opinion. My content is just about spreading information. And I feel that is what most youngsters nowadays don't understand when it comes to content creation. उनको लगता है कि LinkedIn पे मैं जाऊँगा, मैं पोस्ट करूँगा, I earned $600 in 2 months, here's how you can do it, या खुद के गाड़ी को शो ऑफ करूँगा, या सेल्स नंबर शो ऑफ. That is not content. That is boring LinkedIn crap.
Right.
What you need to do is talk about stuff and give information, give value to a lot of people. अगर आप ये नहीं करोगे तो आपका पर्सनल ब्रांड नहीं बढ़ेगा. और अगर आपका पर्सनल प्रेजेंस नहीं रहेगा इंस्टाग्राम, लिंक्डइन, व्हाटएवर सोशल मीडिया पे, आपको जो रिक्रूटर्स जॉब दे रहे हैं वो ढूंढ नहीं पाएंगे. एट मोस्ट दे विल सी योर CV. So I know before this we were talking about what is the differentiating factor amongst all of us three. I'm sure you guys will be able to start your businesses or even get a good job. The reason is you guys, and I think what I did differently is, not perfect, but what I did differently is I didn't wait for my CV or my degree or my numbers to speak. I started doing this content ताकि आज भी मुझे अगर God forbid अलग job ढूंढना पड़ेगा अभी, तो I already have people watching me across. So I can just quickly reach out to people. In fact, people will reach out to me with job opportunities. और उसकी वजह से आज खुद का एक content creator page होना ज़रूरी है. Whether it's in gardening or astrophysics or anything that you like. There are people who have built 1.5 million followings just by drinking coffee every day. There's a page called Morgan Drinks Coffee, for those of you who like coffee. She only talks about like coffee flavors. She brews coffee herself. Her entire page is coffee. Her entire personality is coffee. And still she has like north of like 1 million followers. I'm sure she has more now. So it's not about the topic, it's not about anything else, it's just about putting yourself out there. Eventually you learn. Once you start creating as a habit daily, you'll see my previous reels were very slow, so recently I've started speeding them up. You'll eventually learn. But not having this content creator mindset, not having this self builder mindset will not help you, will prevent you from getting a job today, because everybody has a CV. CV में सबने competition जीता है, CV में सबने स्कूल को रिप्रेजेंट किया है, सबका CV आजकल सेम ही दिखता है, सबने जॉब में 2-3 चीज़ें उखाड़ी है. तो दैट इज, सबने स्कूल फेस्ट में, कॉलेज फेस्ट में पार्ट लिया है. So your CV is no longer capable of being unique unless you have represented India at the international level or something crazy like that. In most 98% cases, you are just like everybody else graduating. What can differentiate you nowadays is your presence online. And that presence online is created when you just talk about naturally what you like. Naturally, as a person, I like to talk about all of this stuff because I myself see myself as an explorer in this topic, which is why I think my reels work, because I'm not trying to preach to a point, as I said. It is just me talking about certain information I found through my research. So mera research, as you said, I also copy other creators. I have a Notion like an Excel sheet for those of you who don't know the software. I have a Notion on which that Notion is called Sanatan Dharma Community. और उसपे मेरे पास 50-60 प्लस कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स का लिंक्स है. मैं रोज उनको जाके देखता हूँ वो किस टॉपिक्स के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, कौन सा टॉपिक ट्रेंडिंग है. अभी महाशिवरात्रि था, सो आई कैन टॉक अबाउट दैट. देयर इज वन मोर ब्यूटिफुल क्रिएटर, युज करके है उनका नाम इंस्टाग्राम पे. ही टॉक्स अ लॉट अबाउट शैविज्म एंड एवरीथिंग. सो आई फॉलो देम. And I pick the topics. I don't copy their content in the sense of plagiarizing it, but I get information. I get like inspiration कि मैं इस topic के बारे में और deeper कैसे research कर सकता हूँ. और फिर मैं खुद को questions पूछता हूँ. I use ChatGPT a lot. So I feel the hardest part about content creation is starting, not creation itself.
Right.
But I feel this is the differentiating factor. मेरे को आज बहुत interviews लेने पड़ते हैं शबैंग की वजह से, because I also guard the incoming talent to ensure like we are hiring the best for the critical position. और उसमें मैं उनको पूछता हूँ, okay, you want to handle, because we are hiring for very very big brands जिनका Instagram संभालना है.
Right.
तो अगर एक, I won't give out the brand names, but we have a lot of clients. So if you want to handle those clients का pages, do you yourself have a page? और फिर लोग बोलते हैं नहीं मैंने तो कभी इंस्टा पर मैंने दूसरों के लिए क्रिएट किया. देन माय क्वेश्चन इज तुम दूसरों के लिए कर सकते हो तो खुद के लिए क्या करते हो? यू नो देयर इज दैट डायलॉग इन जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा. ही आस्क्स लाइक द फादर आस्क्ड फरहान लाइक खुद के लिए कुछ लिखते हो कि नहीं?
Right.
So that is one differentiating factor. I mean, if you can start a blog if you're not comfortable with this podcast reels, if you're not comfortable with coming on camera, start a blog, start a podcast, start a reel, start anything that you want. Build a website yourself if you're in tech. Build an app yourself if you're in tech, if you're not in the creative. Do something and put it out there. It can suck. It can suck hard. And we'll come a bit about how you can do it as a fresher. But back to like you guys, what do you think are other differentiating factors for yourself that you think you told me there are some hacks you guys have like about getting jobs nowadays. What is that about?
You wanna go first?
Yeah, I mean, since we are इतना unhinged हमारा conversation चल ही रहा है, so I will tell you some hacks. I would say they are not ethical, you know, so don't tell the HRs that you are doing this. Okay. But ऐसा नहीं है कि I will
You
get
know,
to
I'm
jail.
from HR technically, like culture. So I don't endorse whatever, but go ahead. Yeah, I'd love to hear.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like unethical, but you won't land in jail for this, or nothing is going to happen to you, right? You are just I will just say कि you try to exaggerate stuff however you can. मतलब जितना भी तुम कर सकते हो. So for example, if you are a personal branding guy, you know, you don't have a client. What that guy can do is he can just create spec ads, you know, something like that. बस LinkedIn पे upload करो, get some engagement out of it, and he can just say कि बाद में to HR that this was the guy, मैं इसका handle कर रहा था. HR will ask, okay, can you give me some reference or something like that. He will definitely ask that. So what I will do is that I will say कि I can unfortunately not give that guy's reference, but उसका social media manager है, उसका reference I can give because he will be busy, he won't be able to entertain this. Social media manager कौन होगा? Just send it to your friend, anyone that you want to send it to. उसको बोल देना भाई ऐसा थोड़ा role play कर लेना. And what will happen is HR को क्या चाहिए basically, I'm please don't take it any offense में, but what they would want is they want the best guy. If he doesn't has the skills, then he should just have the go getter attitude. मतलब ये सीख लेगा, something like that. And as an HR, मतलब एक I would say एक प्रीमियम सा एक स्टेटस आता है if you hire a guy who is very smart, थोड़ा स्टैंड आउट कर रहा है, थोड़ा डिफरेंट लग रहा है, तो उस बेसिस पे भी एक HR का बायस हो जाता है, एंड he hires him sometimes. It's not कि मे बी उसके पास स्किल्स है या नहीं है, इट डजेंट रियली मैटर, बट ये गाय इज हिज काइंड ऑफ कूल. मतलब मेरे अंडर मैंने इसको हायर किया है, आगे चल के इट कैन हेल्प मी कि अगर इसने कुछ अगर अच्छे से किया, कुछ डिफरेंट कर लिया तो. इट्स नॉट लाइक एक इंडस्ट्री स्टैंडर्ड वाले जो गाइज होते हैं, जो आपके एक्सपेक्टेशंस होते हैं. So that is something that you can do. Just try to stand out, make yourself look cool in front of the HRs, and they will probably, if not get you a role, but you will obviously be a connection with them. I mean, I would say, हमेशा वो तुम्हें याद रहेंगे. ये तो मैं पक्का बोलूँगा. It's not like you are just putting a cold email, hi, this is my portfolio, this is my resume and all that stuff. वैसा वाला interaction नहीं होगा. He will remember you, and probably he can even reach out to you someday. So that is just one of those things that I do. But yeah, I would like love to listen from Tarun about this.
So for me, it's not the unethical ways to get job, but exploring different platforms. So I got my client recently from Reddit. So there was this random thread going on Navi Mumbai page. So there was this guy, he was looking for some folks, and I reached out to him. However, he was hiring for B2B side. I just say, hey, I think your brand is D2C. Let's see if I can help you. And now I am freelancing them in founder's office role again. And the most underrated thing, which I think is Bumble Biz. I don't know if you guys have heard of it.
What? Okay.
Bumble Biz.
Bumble Biz. हाँ,
Right.
मैं बोला Bumble से.
Yeah, so that's a great thing actually to get opportunity. Like if the one thing is not working out from you in Bumble, so the other thing, like it was while back when I completed my 12th standard, just scrolling Bumble, and then it was new then, I guess. Yeah, and I got the first internship from Bumble Ways. So there was this music producer looking to promote his music on Spotify. He teach me things, and there I was earning like 5K a month. just graduated from 12th standard, and then I put it in my CV that as a social media tag, and then फिर मेरे को again opportunity मिली अनार में. अनार was a B2B app again. It recently got shut down. Then वहाँ से पाटिल काकी, and recently I freelanced with also Bold Care, which recently had campaign with Ranveer Singh. So in also figuring out D2C sites, and I also got it from Intern Sala. The one thing which standed out was, I guess, having my own portfolio. Because I guess it's not mandatory that if you are in marketing field, you should have a portfolio, or in tech. So I'm not in marketing, I'm in journalist side. So Manav told me, make your portfolio, and I think that thing stand out. And also video application can stand out, I guess. That helped very much.
And who told me that?
Yeah, I
Manik told
remember
us
me
in-
talking about this.
Yeah.
Actually, you guys bring up a good point कि portfolio रहना आज जरूरी है.
Right,
और
correct.
बहुत सारे graduates का complaint ये होता है कि मैंने काम ही नहीं किया है, internship ही नहीं किया है, तो मैं portfolio किधर से बनाऊंगा.
हाँ,
So
correct.
I have to go as far as lying to the HR as well. मुझे अगर किसी ने दिखा कि मैंने spec ad भी बना, I will consider it an ad at a fresher level. I don't need you to be Zomato का admin to see how you would create for Zomato. In fact, जो हम agencies में assignment भी देते हैं, Shebang जो assignment में देता है, we actually ask questions कि if you are an admin of this account, how would you create a Diwali celebration post? How would you create a 50% off notification on mobile? So it is all about the practical application. So it doesn't matter if you're just creating spec ads, mock ads, just create something and stitch it together in one document. आजकल Canva पे आप सर्च करोगे पोर्टफोलियो टेम्पलेट तो आपको हजारों मिल जाएंगे फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट. या अगर आपको वर्डप्रेस आता है तो खुद का वर्डप्रेस ब्लॉग बना सकते हो. मैंने तो दोनों किया, कैनवा पे भी किया, मेरा खुद का वेबसाइट भी है manikregeboi98 करके. और आजकल बहुत सारे ऐसे नए टूल्स भी आ गए. तो लिंक्डइन पे ब्रीफ केस क्लब करके एक पेज है, वो रोज हर वीक नए नए ब्रीफ्स देता है. कि अभी रिसेंटली ब्रीफ जो मैंने खुद एक उस पर स्पेक एड बनाया था जस्ट फॉर फन टू कीप माई क्रिएटिव मसल्स गोइंग वाज, व्हाट इफ नाइकी सोल्ड शूज फॉर पेट्स, मेक एन एड ऑन इट. और अगर आप जीत गए तो वो आपको एक कूपन वाउचर रिवॉर्ड भी देते हैं. बट दैट्स अ डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट. तो बहुत सारे यंगस्टर्स उसमें पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं. एंड आई सी ओवर टाइम वन ऑफ द पीपल, वन ऑफ माई कनेक्शंस, ही इज बीन डूइंग स्पेक एड्स एंड ओवर टाइम हिज एड्स हैव बीन इम्प्रूविंग. पहले थोड़े स्टूपिड थे, क्रिंजी थे, कॉपी डिडंट मेक सेंस. आजकल थोड़ा उसका कॉपी डिसेंट लगने लगा है, विटी लगने लगा है. सो दैट्स लाइक ओनली कमिंग फ्रॉम प्रैक्टिस. There is that. On my website I've created something called Manik's brief machine. So आप उस website, we can link it in the description of this. उस website, उस page पे आप जाओगे आपको रोज एक नया brief मिलेगा creativity के related. I have also created my own AI chatbot that we can add in the description. वो AI chatbot को आपको सिर्फ लिखना है copywriting या design या logo making या website, whatever field you are in doesn't matter. You can type any field and it will just spit out a random brief for you. It will generate a brief solely based on the skill you tell it कि मुझे copywriting सीखना है. Then it will give you a brief saying write copy for a travel brand which is this, their target audience is this. It will give you the complete brief. So आजकल AI है, ये आपको bot नहीं use. This is free of cost for everybody. It's a free resource I built myself on ChatGPT. अगर आपको वो bot नहीं use करना है, there is always ChatGPT. Just type ChatGPT में give me 10 copywriting briefs that I can practice and you have those briefs. अगर Zomato ने कुछ funny post किया है, try to make it for another and put all of this together in a spec ad का, we call it a spec ad portfolio. अभी ये portfolio भी one of the things I see a lot of youngsters making a mistake in their portfolio is they only put the work. But one beautiful quote that I read, powerful quote that I read early on in my career is the people who are hiring, they are not hiring the meal, they are hiring the chef. What that means is people out there, HRs, they are not solely looking for smart kids. They are looking for kids who can talk about how they are thinking. So they don't just want your end product कि आपने spec ad बना दिया, मुझे 5 spec ad. लोग तो आजकल ड्राइव फोल्डर में डाल के भेज देते हैं कि आप देख लो, आप सर्च कर लो ड्राइव फोल्डर. वैसे नहीं करना है. Portfolio में what you have to do is you have to start with your own introduction. Who are you? What are your strengths? what can I expect in the portfolio. Then you have to go to case study 1. तो मैंने मेरा पोर्टफोलियो 4-5 सेक्शंस में बनाया था क्योंकि मैं तभी सोशल मीडिया फ्रेशर था. तो फर्स्ट सेक्शन में मैंने सिर्फ मेरे टॉपिकल्स और मोमेंट मार्केटिंग के पोस्ट रखे थे. सेकंड सेक्शन में मैंने सब इंफॉर्मेटिव पोस्ट रखे थे. सो आई हैड एक्सप्लेन दैट इन द इंट्रो दैट माय स्ट्रेंथ इज आई एम अ डाइवर्स क्रिएटर. मैं आप मुझे कोई भी ब्रांड दो, कोई भी कंटेंट दो, मैं उस पर बना सकता हूँ. सो आई स्टार्टेड विद एन इंट्रोडक्शन. आई डिवाइडेड माई पोर्टफोलियो इनटू सेक्शंस एंड इन ईच पोस्ट दैट आई वाज पुटिंग, तभी स्पेक एड्स थे, मेरे रियल एड्स नहीं थे. मैंने एक छोटे से एजेंसी के लिए काम किया था, तो थोड़े थोड़े रियल एड्स थे किधर किधर. तो हर एड के बाजू में मैं एक शॉर्ट ब्रीफ लिखता था या शॉर्ट सिनॉप्सिस लिखता था कि ये एड क्या कर रहा है, व्हाट वाज द चैलेंज, what was the brief given to me, or what was the opportunity, what did I do, why is this ad creative, and what were the results. All of this in 5 to 6 lines, not a huge paragraph. That context is missing from most of the young portfolios that I see, or the portfolios of youngsters that I see nowadays. वो खुद की story नहीं बताते हैं, खुद का थिंकिंग नहीं बताते हैं. अगर आप एक ग्राफिक डिजाइनर हो जो ये पॉडकास्ट देख रहे हो एंड यू वांट टू नाउ मेक योर पोर्टफोलियो आफ्टर वाचिंग दिस, आई वांट यू टू मेक all of your designs in such a way कि you start with the prototypes that you have sketched on paper. फिर मुझे final designs दिखाओ, और जब भी आप मुझे final designs आपके दिखाओगे तभी उसका explanation दो कि why is Mountain Dew green in color, why did you choose green for this brand, what was the thought process, where did you get your inspiration from for this logo. ऐसे सिर्फ मुझे लोगो दिखा के मुझे कुछ नहीं समझेगा. इट इज़ एज गुड एज शोइंग मी अ फोटोग्राफ कि मैंने इस बर्ड का फोटो क्लिक किया. एट मोस्ट आई से गुड, उसके आगे क्या, बट यू कैन टेल मी यू यूज्ड अ सर्टेन टेक्निक. Why is this bird so rare? That is why you have clicked the photo. How did you manage to click it from so far? Which lens did you use? तो आप अगर फोटोग्राफर भी हो या आप एक वीडियो एडिटर हो जो खुद का एक वीडियो रील बनाते हैं, वीडियो एडिटर्स एनिमेटर्स पोर्टफोलियो नहीं बना सकते, खुद का शो रील बना सकते हैं. तो शो रील में भी छोटे छोटे कैप्शंस देना, छोटे छोटे टाइटल्स देना कि दिस वाज मेड फॉर दिस ब्रांड, दिस ऐसे कैप्शंस आप अगर लिखोगे तो वो शो रील मुझे समझेगा. अदरवाइज इट्स जस्ट अ रैंडम बंच ऑफ रैंडमली एडिटेड क्लिप्स दैट आई एम सीइंग. So important point for youngsters to remember is don't make your portfolio trying to show me your work. Make your portfolio trying to show me your thought process behind that work. How did you arrive at the work and what were the results? So in my ads, I used to write, I made this topical because Apple iPhone 13 had launched and everybody was making fun of it. So we used our brand to like also, I won't go into the details, but I made fun of it in this way. And that is why it was the most engaged post with 1000 likes on the page till date. So that gives the recruiter a context. अच्छा इसने ऐसे किया था, और फिर मैंने हर पोस्ट को हाइपरलिंक किया, तो उस पर क्लिक करके रिक्रूटर एक्चुअल पोस्ट को जाके वेरीफाई कर सकता है कि इसने सच में ये किया था. इफ फॉर स्पेक एड्स आई यूज्ड टू मेंशन दिस इज अ मॉक एड आई मेड, पर उसमें भी मैं एक्सप्लेनेशन देखता था कि व्हाट वाज द क्लाइंट चैलेंज, व्हाट वाज द सॉल्यूशन आई एम थिंकिंग, व्हाई विल दिस सॉल्यूशन वर्क. ये सब आप अगर एक एक लाइन में भी बताओगे, आपका पोर्टफोलियो एक आपकी स्टोरी बनेगा, आपकी पर्सनालिटी बनेगा, आपकी आइडेंटिटी बनेगा. नहीं तो इट्स जस्ट अ रैंडम बंच ऑफ एड्स दैट किड्स आर शोइंग एंड देन वी स्क्रैप सच पोर्टफोलियो. एटलीस्ट आई स्क्रैप सच पोर्टफोलियोज. सो व्हेन यू आर मेकिंग अ पोर्टफोलियो अलॉन्ग विथ योर कंटेंट क्रिएटर पेज दैट वी टॉक्ड अबाउट, it's important to have that portfolio with such depth and such clarity that when a recruiter finishes reading that portfolio over 5 to 7 minutes, which is the ideal limit, they are like, हाँ ये बंदा ऐसे ही मुझे thinker चाहिए था, मिल गया. So again, they are hiring the chef, not the meal. Meal तो अच्छा होना ही चाहिए. If your work itself is bad, it won't get you hired. बट मोस्टली एट अ फ्रेशर लेवल वर्क बैड ही होता है. मेरा अभी भी वर्क बैड है. आई एम स्टिल इम्प्रूविंग इन टर्म्स ऑफ द क्रिएटिव वर्क दैट आई डू. आई नो आई हैव अ लॉट टू इम्प्रूव, बट द रीजन, द वे आई पैकेज इट इज सो गुड दैट पीपल को लगता है अरे ये तो बहुत वाइज बंदा है, इसको तो बहुत कुछ समझता है. इट्स ऑल अबाउट द पैकेजिंग इन द पोर्टफोलियो. But you guys have done like business and everything as well, or you guys have worked in the founder's office, where I also kind of work right now. What is some learnings you guys have like got from those businesses?
So
you worked with क्या shoe brand?
Yeah, I had my shoe brand. उसके बाद में I also had my marketing agency.
हाँ.
So that didn't really worked out pretty well, but I still showed that as an experience. what happened is, I would say about the marketing agency, we had 2 clients back then. This is what I, again, it might sound unethical, but this is what I tell people, that I had 2 clients, but on the outside I just had a consultation call with them. That is something that I have as a proof. So if HR asks for proof, I will just give them that. This is what I did, and I'm saying because I've just got out of this 0 to 1 ka stage. Even in finding your job, there's a 0 to 1, 1 to 10, and all sorts of stuff. So because of that, I'm saying I'm just out of this. So yeah, I can tell you guys ki what can be the strategy that you can implement. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but what does the HR look at a fresher, right? So first of all, they will see your attitude. Hustle कर सकता है, रात भर भी काम कर सकता है क्या? Is something that you can do or what? Even though the culture doesn't allow that, but is he that type of guy? And second is कि if he has an expertise, so that is like a cherry on cake, right? I mean, if he knows how to do it, कि उसको कुछ training नहीं देना पड़ेगा. Because one nightmare for an HR while hiring a fresher is that कि 3-4 महीने पहले मुझे इसको ट्रेन करना होगा. इसको मतलब I would say कि लाड प्यार देना पड़ता है 3-4 महीनों के लिए, कि कुछ गड़बड़ किया तो फिर वी विल हैव टू टेक अकाउंटेबिलिटी फॉर इट एंड ऑल सॉर्ट्स ऑफ स्टफ. तो फिर अगर मेरे पास ऑलरेडी एक बंदा है जो इसने ये सब चीज़ें कर लिया खुद से, तो एज अ फ्रेशर मैं हायर क्यों करूँगा विद समवन विद 0 years ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस? उससे अच्छा मैं 1 साल के एक्सपीरियंस वाले को हायर कर दूंगा. विच इज़ वाई पीपल अभी इस डिलेमा में है कि फॉर जॉब आई वुड नीड एक्सपीरियंस, बट फॉर एक्सपीरियंस आई वुड नीड अ जॉब. सो फॉर दैट यू विल हैव टू शो दैट यू हैव अ जॉब. अब HR की जो वर्ल्ड है, दैट इज ऑल्सो अ बिट रूथलेस टू फ्रेशर्स, राइट? सो टू गेट आउट ऑफ देयर यू विल हैव टू शो वर्चुअली. आई मीन, यू कैन जस्ट शो इट कि हाँ मेरे पास ये एक्सपीरियंस है. यू विल हैव टू डू समथिंग फॉर इट. नाउ आई हैवंट ट्राइड दिस, बट आई हैव दीज आइडियाज. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ यू वॉन्ट टू बिकम अ सोशल मीडिया मैनेजर, right? I mean, social media associate, I would say, as a fresher. What you can do, open a social media page. You can create content maybe, or you can just repost content. इस पे screen record करके या download करके video, you can just repost it. वहाँ पे अगर likes मिल रहे organically, then that's okay. Likes नहीं मिल रहे, then try to buy some of them. $2-3 में you will get a lot of likes, you will get a lot of followers. उसमें भी buy कर देना. Think of it as a business. Investment कर रहे हो, तुम्हें job मिलेगी आगे चल के. इस basis पे तुम करो. बाय सम ऑफ देम, शो इट कि बहुत एथिकली मैंने बहुत मेहनत किया है, बहुत मेहनत दिखाओ HR को. एंड व्हाट विल हैपन इज़ दैट कि HR, अभी प्रॉब्लम ये है कि HR ज़्यादा वेरीफाई नहीं कर पाता है कि इनके काम, क्योंकि HR डजंट हैव दैट टाइम. मुझे ये भी जानना था कि आगे चल के शायद देयर कैन बी दिस बैटल, आई वुड से, कि फ्रेशर्स है, कौन सा एथिकल है, कौन सा अनएथिकल है, मैं कैसे पता करूँ? सो एज एन HR व्हाट वुड यू डू? फॉर एग्जांपल, आई एम दिस गाय, मैंने अप्लाई किया सोशल मीडिया एसोसिएट के लिए, आई हैव डन दिस जो मैंने बोला. अगर मैंने ये सब कर लिया, बाय कर लिया मैंने, फॉलोअर्स खरीद लिए, लाइक्स खरीद लिए, कमेंट्स भी खरीद लिए मैंने, तो हाउ वुड यू फिगर आउट कि हाँ मैंने ये फेक किया, मैंने ओरिजिनली नहीं किया?
I mean, for me, I don't look at the followers. This is an interesting segue into like हम social media की इतना बात कर रहे हैं कि portfolio चाहिए, you should be active on social media. So what I've seen is, I mean, I'm grateful to have 57,000 people right now following me, but मैंने स्टोरी डाली थी कुछ दिनों पहले कि मेरे को 4 फॉलोअर भी रहे तो भी मैं सेम काइंड से क्रिएट करूँगा. और एज अ रिक्रूटर आई थिंक अप टिल अ सर्टेन एक्सटेंट दैट वुड वर्क फॉर सम रिक्रूटर्स, बट वन अदर POV I can share on this platform is, for a lot of recruiters that's not the metric. We don't care if you have 0 followers on your account, but we care what kind of quality content you have created. तो इनफैक्ट आजकल सोशल मीडिया एल्गोरिदम भी जो चलता है, व्हाट वी नो, आई हैव नेवर बॉट एनी फॉलोअर्स, आई हैव नॉट इन्वेस्टेड एनीथिंग लाइक in buying followers, buying likes, because I know that can actually hurt my account over time. Instagram flags such people. Instagram has algorithms and has AI nowadays to spot fake followers, spot bot followers, and eventually it will ban your account and it'll go off. So yes, I mean, I get it. Sometimes students have to take those desperate measures, but I would not recommend that strategy over time, because पहले तो HR recruiters को उसकी पड़ी नहीं होती है. HR recruiters को पड़ी रहती है कि ये बंदा कितना एफर्ट डाल रहा है उसके पेज में, what is something interesting. That followers is a validation. मुझे भी आज अगर फिर से, as I said, 4 followers आ जाए मेरे पास तो भी मेरे पास काफ़ी है, because for me that passion shows कि इस बंदे को content creation अच्छा लगता है. I tell people कि if I don't shoot a reel every day, like when I'm sleeping at night, I feel suffocated. और वो अभी मुझे actually physical होता है. I don't know if that's a good sign or that's some health issue, but I get suffocated when I don't create every day. Creating is like my meditation. It's like my religion. It's like my practice, my safe space. अगर मैंने अभी मैं इधर सुबह रील शूट करके आया हूँ, रील इज ऑलरेडी ऑन द पेज, सो माई जॉब फॉर टुडे इज डन. नाउ आई कैन चिल विथ यू गाइज, आई कैन डू वट एवर आई वॉन्ट. बट एंड आई फील लाइक दैट इज वॉट अ फ्यूचर एम्प्लॉयर ऑफ माइन विल लुक फॉर, कि ये बंदा कितना एंथोकटलेट है, कितना इंटरेस्टेड है. फॉलोअर्स तो आजकल ठीक है, 500 है, 200 है, 2000 है, सबके आजकल होते हैं. आप दोनों भी कंसिस्टेंटली कुछ क्रिएट करोगे, योर पेज, आई एम श्योर दिस पॉडकास्ट विल ऑल्सो ओवर टाइम go viral if of course you're consistent. Which is I think the first rule of social media nowadays. Algorithms, बहुत सारा टॉपिक डिस्कशन हो रहा है एल्गोरिदम पे, मेरे को एल्गोरिदम फेवर नहीं कर रहा है, ये नहीं हो रहा है. आई थिंक एज यू सेड वी मेट एट 1K फॉलोअर्स, तभी मेरा भी, एंड यू स्टार्टेड फॉलोइंग मी एट 6K, बट वी हैड कनेक्टेड एट 1K ऑल ऑफ अस. लाइक जब भी मेरा 1K भी नहीं था, आई वाज 900 एंड आई रिमेंबर सिटिंग इन द सेम रूम फॉर दैट सेशन आई गेव विथ यू गाइज एंड आई टेलिंग यू गाइज प्लीज मेरा आज 1000 कर दो फॉलो. बट तभी मुझे भी ऐसे लगता था कि दिस इज इम्पॉर्टेंट, दैट इज इम्पॉर्टेंट. बट देन आई चेंज्ड माई स्ट्रैटेजी टू प्योरली बीइंग कंसिस्टेंट every day. Your algorithm will follow before that. Another thing that works nowadays on Instagram is how is your content engineered. Engineered in the sense मेरे हर reel का same ही structure होता है. I give a hook which is an interesting question or a very mind-blowing statistic. आजकल nobody is interested in knowing 8 things you should do. People are interested in knowing 8 mistakes you should avoid. FOMO create करना बोलते हैं. और इसको I'll go into the details more, but इस सबको हम content engineering क्यों बोलते हैं? क्योंकि लोगों को लगता है content is art, but content is also 50% science. और उस science का पहला rule है there should always be a hook, because Instagram prioritizes the watch time along with your consistent posting, which is the first rule that I said. Daily post होना ही चाहिए max to max 2-3 days में एक बार. If you are going without a week posting, algo will not favor you. That doesn't mean you should destroy your quality. We'll come to the quality aspect of things, but you should be consistent nowadays. Instagram wants all social media platforms, regardless of YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, Reddit, wherever you're creating, consistency. Without consistency, all of these other factors don't matter. So we talked about consistency. Second thing, Instagram and all the other platforms nowadays, they prioritize retention. Retention meaning आपको Instagram पे दिखना है what's your हर रील के बाद दिखता है. अगर आप इनसाइट्स पे क्लिक करोगे, what's your total watch time. Total watch time के बाद आपको दिखाते हैं कि how many people have watched till the end as well. Average watch time बताता है. The names keep changing, but basically how many people have stuck on your reel or have they like gone beyond. And if you don't think about that, your reels will always come out boring. So what I do is I don't see my reels as 90 seconds. I see them as 9 seconds ka 10 like sections. So every 9 to 10 seconds I will stop my script when I'm writing and I think, why would someone keep watching? So my hook ensures that they are coming in and they're not swiping ahead. I will ask some controversial question. I will ask some statistic. और मैं अभी सनातन धर्म या हिंदुइज्म पे बनाता हूँ. So I will talk about why do you think this god is like this, is shown like this. Did you know this god has this theory or this god stood for this? So I'll hook them in. And then every 9 seconds when I'm writing my script, I'm very hard thinking, hey, why would someone keep watching it? कि ये बहुत ज्ञान हो रहा है, boring हो रहा है. If I feel it's boring, I'll stop and I'll rework the script. So when you're engineering your content, आप जो भी reels बना रहे हो, जो भी content बना रहे हो आपके लिए, to prove the first point that you're a content creator, which we talked about, always think of content as micro rather than एक hour का episode. Think how that एक hour का episode में आप 3 different sections या 4 different sections क्या cover कर सकते हो. या if you're thinking 90-second reels, think of those 10 micro sections in those reels that can help people like retain themselves. So hook हो गया, retention हो गया, I also bait people. So at the beginning of my reel, when I'm making career-oriented reels, I also have a book coming up. So I've written a book which is coming up in July soon, July 2024. It's going to talk about how to get a job, which is funny because that's the type of this podcast or the topic of this podcast. Uspe I make reels so that I want to promote that upcoming book. I'm trying to get pre-sign-ups, trying to get email leads so that I can push people to buy that book. So when I make those reels, what I say, stick until the end to get this resource from me. So now people are like, मुझे 90 seconds तक देखना ही पड़ेगा या at least scroll करके जाना पड़ेगा 90 seconds. So that's called a bait. You have the hook, you have the snaps in between, and you have a bait as well. And always at the end, I have a CTA, call to action bolte hai. You guys are marketers, so you guys know it. So I know exactly what I want to prioritize. I want everybody to share my reel. I don't want them to follow me. I don't want them to like the reel. I am very clear. Kuch YouTubers bolte hai na, hey guys, please like, share, subscribe, comment, do this, do that, buy my this, buy my. You don't have to do that. Stick to one CTA you want, and that CTA should be your God CTA. No one else, nothing else is something you should ask. When you have that good CTA, I prioritize shares because that's the third thing. So after like retention, consistency, the third most important thing is the kind of engagement you are getting. Nobody cares about followers, likes or comments everywhere. The algorithms nowadays care about shares. तो मैं जब भी reels बना रहा हूँ ना, actually मेरा topic चुना हुआ टॉपिक पेज का ऐसे है and I am trying to diversify it now because I myself don't see myself only niching down on this. I want to go in marketing, talk about business as well, but I'm trying to see how to fit it with Hinduism and other stuff because that's difficult. But when I'm doing all of this, I'm always thinking, is this topic something that will get shared a lot? तो बोलने के लिए तो मेरे नीश में, मेरे स्पेस में बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं और मैं रोज नए नए रील्स देखता हूँ that talk about this. But for me, those are not shareable. There are certain topics in this space about religion and everything that are good to know. लोग देखेंगे पर इसको वायरल नहीं करेंगे. तो मैं सोचता हूँ हर रील को बनाने से पहले क्या लोग इसको शेयर करेंगे और क्यों करेंगे. If I don't have a concrete answer, I scrap that reel and I pick a new topic. You should go hard on your shares when you are creating content on Instagram. That's the magic formula to get more followers, get more reach, get more content as well. When you're going hard on shares and focusing on why someone will share it, who will share it, how will they share it, what is the purpose. So मेरा reels बहुत educational होता है, बहुत informational होता है. And I always target like kids who want to like share it with each other कि मुझे तो ये मालूम ही नहीं था. Yeah, I will target a certain crowd that is proud to be from this religion, be from this cluster of rituals and practice, or at least proud to be an Indian. I know my target audience very well. So मैंने अभी कल ही reel बनाया था. There are a lot of inventions and discoveries in ancient India that we don't know about.
Correct.
We only know Aryabhatta, but there are like other Bauddhyan and there are many other people. Sushruta, who was a master surgeon in those times. We don't talk about them because we are always told about Galileo, Copernicus in our school life. Our own Indian education system does not talk about Vedic India, does not talk about ancient India. So मैंने उस पे कल reel बनाया था and it's now sitting at 1000 shares because I know it will get shared because people who are proud to be from this country, as I am, as we all are, I'm sure, will share that on their stories as a matter of sense of pride कि ये देखो मेरे इंडिया ने इतना सारा कुछ किया है. This guy is talking about something that's very close to my heart.
Right.
So this is very BTS for. I mean, I don't create with the intention कि मुझे viral जाना है, but I have this at the back of my mind because I know अगर मैं shares के लिए मेरा content नहीं बनाऊंगा तो मेरा content और नहीं पहुंचेगा लोगों को और awareness नहीं होगा. So this topic, of course, I've chosen it because I like the topic myself. I'm exploring religion on my own. I wouldn't say I'm at left or right. I'm in the middle of the political scenario where I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to keep an open mind. So it's not like I create content for clickbait. But I do have that at the back of my mind कि लोग इसको क्यों देखेंगे. ज़्यादा लोग देखेंगे, ज़्यादा लोग informed होंगे, ज़्यादा लोग misinformation में नहीं जाएंगे, misuse में नहीं जाएंगे of religion. So in the end, the goal is pure, but the strategy is there because without strategy, you can't achieve any kind of goal. So these three things like consistency, having good engagement, ensuring that your audience is like retaining. That's very important. One last point, agar you said you work on LinkedIn personal branding, I'd
Right.
love to hear that about more. But LinkedIn पे एक hack है कि LinkedIn is now tracking see more clicks as well. तो जब भी आप LinkedIn पोस्ट पे जाते हो और सी मोर वो आता है, अगर आप क्लिक करते हो, LinkedIn gives that post plus 10 points. The algorithm is much more complex, I'm sure, but this is coming from official LinkedIn blogs. तो सी मोर is very important. तो आपका वो first line matter करता है, which is
Right.
as we discussed the hook. So across all platforms, algorithm is the same, rules are the same, just in different kinds of formats, different kinds of words. You can learn about them, but the principles are the same: consistency, retention, high engagement. That's what matters a lot. But what else works on like LinkedIn?
So yeah, recently one of my posts got a very good traction. Like so my personal branding journey have started recently only. So I used to do it मतलब दूसरों के लिए करता था, but खुद के लिए कभी किया नहीं, because from there I started learning, and that's where me and my co-founder decided to start this vertical in Blockv itself. So yeah, the point you said about the hook, that is right, and the thing which works most on LinkedIn is personal story. So from my past, comparing my past few posts from the recent one, in fact, you were the one who liked that first, and it gained too much traction. Like
it was good. I remember
Yeah.
reading about it. Very
So,
authentic.
It was about starting my career earlier, right? Like I've started my career after first year only, and same goes with Manav. So yeah, the thing which works most on LinkedIn was personal stories. Then other thing which you can get recognized is by engagement, right? Commenting on other posts, sharing few insights. And recently the briefcase saga, that thing is picking up like really well. And you just added the point. In fact, I saw one post about someone writing that what if Adidas wear is कि Adidas ने अगर अपने जूते पहनाए Puma को, so tackling the other brand. And yeah, like so LinkedIn algorithm works. But now what I've observed, if you want to create a very strong personal brand, the best platform could be Instagram. Like just recent example I'll share you which happened with me yesterday. So there is one creator known as Shantanu Deshpande. He's a founder of Bombay Saving Club. He has also started his podcast and उसके रील्स आते रहते हैं Instagram पे. So मेरे को याद है कि Bombay Saving Club करके एक brand है. He sells razors वगैरह. So yesterday I went to medical to buy razors for me because आज podcast shoot करना है. So I picked up Gillette. And then उसका नीचे था, it was down the rack. I just saw and I was just curious, यार देखते यूज़ करते कुछ तो रहेगा. वापस जिलेट रखा, वो रेजर उठाया मैंने द बॉम्बे सेविंग क्लब का, एंड आई यूज्ड इट, एंड प्रोडक्ट इज 100x better than the normal razors. And I guess that's a great example that how personal brand can indirectly help you to get jobs, earn money, market your own company, right? We are here, we can market our own company. You said about Hoofers, you said about the Sabang which you are working in, and your own content creation thing. The one point which I wanted to know, so content creation is a very big industry right now, right? You have explained, you have decoded the algorithm of Instagram, YouTube and such. So I wanted to know what are the opportunities in content industry as a job. Let's say I want to work, मेरे को सामने नहीं आना कैमरा के, मेरे को काम करना है. तो I guess few days back you post hiring for video manager or something like that.
My dad at 60 years of age also is a content creator. तो उनके लिए मुझे graphic designer ढूंढना है क्योंकि मेरे को टाइम नहीं होता.
So how, just explain कि जो हमारी नई जनरेशन है, how can they find job or internship and even the business opportunities, like where we are creating this podcast. It's a great shout out to Just Curious Studios for that. Like कैसे business opportunities है, कैसे job opportunities है इसमें, how can we do it?
That's an interesting question. पहले तो मैंने शेव नहीं किया, sorry, because I like the rugged look on myself. But content creation nowadays, the reason it is blowing up as a field is because it is a complementary industry to business as a whole. तो आजकल content monetization बोला जाता है, तो content के through ही आप बहुत सारा पैसा खुद earn कर सकते हो. It is a very tough industry. I will just clarify that there are a lot. I won't take any names because I don't want to use this podcast to defame anyone. you'll get what I'm talking about. But there are certain copywriters, certain content creators out there that make this look like a very easy thing. कि आप मेरा 6 महीने का क्रैश कोर्स ज्वाइन कर दो. एक certain लड़की है कोई तो जो करती है.
मुझे समझ गया आप किसकी बात कर
समझ
रहे
गया
हो.
ना, उसका नाम नहीं ले सकता, नहीं तो हम पे
पोस्ट पॉडकास्ट डिस्कशन में.
हाँ चैनल वो ऐसे बताती है कि मैंने तो इतना सारा अर्न कर लिया है, आप भी मेरा कोर्स ज्वाइन कर लो, आई विल बिकम मेक यू अ मास्टर कॉपीराइटर, ये वो ऐसा 3 महीने में.
She does this about freelancing stuff, right?
Yeah, let's not. I don't want my channel to get banned by her fans. But trust me, that is all scam, that is all fake. If it was so easy, मैं भी आज earn करता. Right now I'm at 0 monetization, even at 50, and I don't plan to monetize this kind of content because it is religious, it is spiritual.
Right.
So I don't want to make any money out of it. I'm doing it as a community service. But I do plan to monetize my book. I do plan to monetize career oriented marketing content. In fact, I'm talking to a few other media players who have latched onto my page. They are interested in doing brand sponsored. So I'm figuring out how to like segue into other topics so that I can accommodate those monetary opportunities. But before I like answer your question, I just want to clarify for everyone watching or listening this, it's not an easy field. So don't get into this thinking it is like gaming, which is also a lot of youngsters are like मुझे गेमर बनना है, कैरी मिनाटी को देख लिया, उसको देख लिया, इसको देख लिया, मुझे भी गेमिंग में जाना है, बहुत पैसा है. गेमिंग इज ऑल्सो अ वेरी कॉम्पिटिटिव इंडस्ट्री. यू हार्डली अर्न एनीथिंग आउट ऑफ इट unless you are like deep into the field. I think Modi ji did like a podcast
recently,
or some setup recently with gamers.
Right.
I have watched some clips for it. तो उसमें भी एक गेमर ने एडवाइस किया थी खुद के करियर पे पहले कॉन्सेंट्रेट करो, पहले कंटेंट क्रिएशन एज अ हॉबी ले लो. मैं इनफैक्ट लोगों को बोलता हूँ डोंट जंप इनटू दिस फील्ड थिंकिंग यू विल मेक अ लॉट ऑफ मनी एंड सक्सेस. इट्स अ हार्ड फील्ड बिकॉज इट इज़ वेरी सैचुरेटेड एज अ फील्ड. आजकल हर बच्चा खुद का पॉडकास्ट खोल रहा है. हम लोग वी आर ऑल्सो दैट काइंड ऑफ पीपल. सो हर इंसान खुद का पॉडकास्ट खोल रहा है, हर इंसान खुद का पेज खोल रहा है. सो इट इज़ वेरी सैचुरेटेड. इट्स गोना गेट ओवर सैचुरेटेड. इट्स गोना कीप blowing up as an industry. So at the beginning, don't treat this as a earn money quick scheme. A lot of copywriters are going to try to sell you that copywriting को आजकल मजाक ही बना दिया है कि copywriting लोग सिखाते हैं, कैप्शन सिखाते हैं, पर उनका कोर्स का नाम रहता है copywriting कोर्स. और जो भी पहले एड्स बनाए थे ग्रेट पीपल लाइक ओगिलवी ने, पीयूष पांडे ने, उनके ऊपर तो इंसल्ट हो गया ये लोग का. So that one girl and everybody else is a warning. Don't sign up for such courses. I myself don't sign up for my course as well because it's not there right now. But it is not easy to get a job because you did a course, because 6 महीने में सीख लिया. So content creation as an industry is hard. Once you step in, the opportunities are enormous, both in front of the camera, behind as well. So if you're not someone who's camera friendly, you can still become a content creator because nowadays my manager yesterday, we were at lunch and he was telling me he's inspired by my page, he wants to start, and he showed me a very cute hack on iPhone. He was shooting with a selfie cam and he was showing me the hack, and instead of his face he was showing the emoji that Apple has. So his face was getting hidden. He had a cute emoji that was talking. That is something iPhone does, and आजकल iPhone के कैमरे पे captions भी auto captions आते हैं.
Correct.
So you don't have to show your face technically. आजकल बहुत सारे क्रिएटर्स सिर्फ वॉइस ओवर भी देते हैं और सिर्फ गेमिंग का वीडियो चालू होता है. Like on the screen gaming video is going on, or there is some other representative images being flashed in a slideshow. So you can do content creation without your face. Your face helps a lot. I would recommend anytime to show your face. I have a friend, Hina. She does a bakery. She does a bakery business called Sugar Cravings. She's my bestie, so I'm gonna promote
Recently
it.
gave her shout out on your Instagram, right?
Yeah. I will promote her everywhere, shamelessly. That's what best friends do.
Do same for us.
Yeah, I'll give you guys some cookies. She has the most amazing cookies. Anybody listening this, please check her out. Her page is called Sugar Cravings, and she also starts. She currently sits at 15,000. I'm sure she'll blow up as well. She's waiting to blow up. She started her Instagram journey just through her photos, just through like her photos in the sense her products ka. So I told her, like, bring yourself more on the page, show yourself. So she started doing workshops, she started doing live where she's showing her face. And as soon as she started doing that with other factors, as I said, consistency, engagement, so on and so forth, her face mattered a lot. And that got a lot of traction because you were showing her personality on the camera as well. So I would recommend that, but it's not like you can't do content creation behind the scenes as well without your face. If you don't want to step into as a content creator as well, you can support other content creators. So अभी मुझे आज एक नीड हो रही है कि मैं कंटेंट तो क्रिएट कर सकता हूँ, पॉडकास्ट में तो बैठ सकता हूँ, पर मेरे को रिसर्च के लिए कोई तो चाहिए होता है बैक एंड में, बिकॉज देयर इज सो मच रिसर्च इन माय नीश. आई कांट fake anything, especially when it's such a sensitive topic I'm covering. I have to do for every reel I spend 8 to 12 hours of research and 1 hour in production मतलब मैं shoot करके edit करके reel भी डाल देता हूँ, because my reels are against a green screen background on Instagram. They're shot on Instagram, self shot, without any equipment around me, no fancy lights, nothing, which is another creation hack that I've seen works, that if you're content creating, keep it low production. Right now, those things work rather than high edited stuff, high production reel. That works when you're doing long form content. तो लोगों को अच्छा setup अच्छा लगता है, अच्छा production value लगता है. But on reels, actually, algorithms prioritize low production reels.
Right.
So when I was doing that, I started like realizing ki I need a lot of like research people back as well. So you can become a ghost writer. You can become someone who is a talent manager as well. So we have that in Shebang as well. We have another vertical. We have another team, influencers ka. We have a talent management venture as well, where people are working with other creators to figure out the marketing opportunities for them. So especially with a mindset like you guys, you guys have that business ka mindset कि कुछ तो जुगाड़ कर सकते हैं हम, तो you can help creators figure out इसको हम monetize कैसे कर सकते हैं. So you can become strategist for creators. So that opportunity exists, to answer your question, कि you don't have to be a content creator, you can support creators. You have back-end opportunities in the technical field as well, sound editing, video editing, graphic design, so on and so forth.
I guess that's a great example, right? What the guys did. Ranveer Singh, sorry, not Ranveer Singh. Beer Wise recently monetized by, introducing new courses in video editing and podcast also.
Oh, wow.
And just
there was some controversy as well, no?
Yeah, just one point. Now now that we are talking about courses, I was this close to buy that course which you were talking about. So yeah,
I ले लेना, मैं किसी को रुकाता
अभी तो
नहीं
नहीं
हूँ,
लेना.
पर I feel like those are just bogus यार.
So just wanted to pivot this conversation now that we are talking about how can Gen Z get into jobs, yes, opportunities. Courses can be the icebreaker for it. Like Manav is doing course from Master Union, and I guess you have your mentor as Manik, right?
Yeah.
So personally, मैंने भी काफी सारे courses किए थे जिसके वजह से that have worked out. I guess we should talk about the new B schools which are coming up, and how can, let's say you don't have experience, then courses can actually help you. I get ideal way someone after 12 have their roadmap to the career is, if you can't get into good colleges, pick a tier 3 college which don't have attendance compulsory, do a good course, and in first year, and you get a head start of 2 years, because I guess most of people start their career in age of 21. And I guess if you are doing the course earlier at first year and अपना career जल्दी start कर रहे हो, I guess that's a great thing. So Manav would love to hear your insights on courses thing.
So like colleges like Masters Union, what do they do basically? Instead of figuring this out yourself, you can just go to a college like this, and they already have their own structure figured out. They will tell you what to do, how to do, and you will do it for a year or two, and after that you will have this industry experience, right? So before going to some job as a fresher, you have this exposure from Masters Union. It's not just like a professor is coming and teaching you. They have their own structure ki haan ye karo, wo karo, you have interest in that, okay, do this, do that.
Correct.
And so like kind of to sum it up, this podcast, we talked about two things, which is like content creation and finding a job. For finding a job, I would say in sum and substance, ki first of all, ki try to reach out to as many people as you can. I would say this is kind of like a rule that also exists in email marketing. You reach out to like 10,000 people, and out of them you will only get to know from like 10 of them.
True.
Right.
So take it like as an email marketing campaign for yourself, getting a job. Do that, and once you get in, once you get the attention of an HR, right, you will only get when then HR really has this opening, and they were desperately looking for someone. They weren't getting anyone. If they would have, then they would have not entertained you. They would have just gone through that list that they posted on LinkedIn. So if they have that, they are reaching out to you, then that's a good sign. Now uske baad mein what you can do is you can show your portfolio. Your portfolio should be super strong, because that is like a make or break thing. I would say HRs don't really have the time to read each and everything. Just add as many visuals as you can, and try to illustrate all the findings that you have to show your expertise. And then just show, bas dikhao ki yeah, you are a hustler, you can just do it. Interviews mein, when you will hop on an interview, which is the third round, I would say, technically, so there you just show your hustle culture कि हाँ मैंने ये सब किया है अपने स्टार्ट में, मैंने बहुत कुछ किया, I've done this that, काम नहीं किया, but still I didn't give up. बस HR को दिख लो, he will be very happy कि as a fresher ये कर लेगा, संभाल लेगा. And then you go to the negotiation round. If you're thinking about money, you can also work on that कि कैसे मैं negotiate कर पाऊँगा and all that stuff. Then you get in. And about content creation, I would say कि just do whatever you love. Basically, like Naval Ravikant, if you guys know, he has this quote कि do what you love until you love to do everything.
Right.
So and that applies in anything. Like even if you're going to a gym, right, and you don't know where to start from, you think that कि dumbbell ऐसे मैं उठा लेता हूँ, maybe that would work. That is something that I would love to do start with. So just do that. Just go there, 10 minutes के लिए करो, that's it. बाद में you will see कि हाँ मैं chest के लिए कुछ कर सकता हूँ. So that applies to everywhere in content creation. So just do that, and if you will keep on iterating on the content, right, just like also Mr. Beast said that just create 100 videos on YouTube. Every video में you try to iterate कि मैं किस में better हो सकता हूँ. There are a million things जिसमें तुम better हो सकते हो. There's never a perfect video.
True.
That's what he said. So to sum this all up, I would say you can look for these things. So yeah.
Just to add on to him and answer your question, so Shebang itself like has a program with Mastercam, which is
Right.
Masters Union, और उसमें बहुत practical चीजें भी करती है. So when you're looking for any course, any course you can go for that you're interested in. Not trying to promote a specific one, but look for like how much practicality is baked
Right.
into that course. So the Mastercam program that Shebang has tied up with, they have like a lot of like crash exercises, a lot of like other kind of challenges. There's a dropship challenge, a challenge, startup challenge, wo challenge. So that really like puts you on the ground and makes you like forces you to figure it out. So whatever course you go for, it's not that all courses are scam or all courses don't work out. Don't look for the ones that promise you like quickly आपको 3 महीने में job मिल जाएगा और आपको आप 199 rupees दो मैं आपको master कर दूंगा. We all see those ads on YouTube, so you know which ones I'm not. Go for the courses that are promising you challenges, practical stuff, freedom to explore, guidance when you're exploring that. So that's what matters. And just to sum up about the job, just my last thoughts, when you're going for a job, one thing I absolutely hate people doing is turning up for interviews not knowing what the company does, not having any idea about the industry. When you're going to a job, actually job interview सबसे easy process होता है crack करने को. लोगों को लगता है कि सबसे hardest है, easy होता है if you have researched about the questions that you know are inevitably going to come up. क्या questions आते हैं? Why would you like to join our company? What do you like about our work? What do you know about this industry? What is the last ad that you saw that you really liked? What are your thoughts on this account? Which accounts do you follow? मैंने आपको मेरा पूरा interview का script भी दे दिया. These are questions you will get in any agency. There might be one or two personalized ones, one or two more ones, but standard 70% job interview in the creative industry script is already set. So when you're going for an interview as a fresher, have 5 ads that you have recently seen. Have 2 accounts in your mind that you can say कि मुझे Zomato अच्छा लगता है क्योंकि वो ऐसे ऐसा करते हैं. Have those 2 accounts and show to me as an HR person कि मुझे marketing के बारे में इतना सारा knowledge है as a fresher as well. मैं industry के इतना obsessed हूँ कि मेरे को तो हायर करना ही पड़ेगा आपको. मेरे से ज़्यादा आपको ऑब्सेस्ड बंदा दिखेगा नहीं इस इंडस्ट्री में. और प्लीज़ उस कंपनी का रिसर्च करो. मैं लोगों को पूछता हूँ शबैंग का कौन सा कैंपेन अच्छा लगा, वो ऐसा देखते हैं क्या है शबैंग का. यू केम टू एन इंटरव्यू टू माई कंपनी, कैन यू नॉट रिसर्च अ बिट अबाउट व्हाट दिस कंपनी डज, व्हाट आर आवर फेवरेट कैंपेन्स. So getting a job is all about being upfront, being present, and I think as the second point that I just touched upon is showing that you're very enthused about researching the companies that you're interviewing. That will get you in the door. So yeah, it was fun. This was fun. Yeah, that was it for me.
Hi guys, this was the end of our podcast. This was our first episode. And again, that I would like to say that we are going to talk about a lot of things. Job wasn't just an only thing that we were going to talk about, but anything that would cater to your guys, to our generation. And keep supporting us in this journey. We are planning a lot of stuff up ahead in a lot of podcasts.
Yeah. Make sure to like, share and subscribe, and be ready for exciting stuff ahead.